News that has jolted Europe and especially Poland. A wave of drones crossed into Polish airspace during Russia's mass strike on Ukraine.
We have seen a reckless and unprecedented violation of Poland and Europe's airspace by more than 10 Russian Shahid drones. Europe stands in full solidarity with Poland.
So what has happened? Polish authorities say almost 20 drones were tracked and the military shut down those that pose a direct threat in the east. Searches for debris are underway. No casualties have been reported so far. President Karol Nawrocki said he is in a constant contact with the defense minister and top commanders after this violation. He joined briefings at the Armed Forces Operational Command and will hold further security talks with the Prime Minister. Nawrocki stressed that homeland security is the top priority and requires close cooperation across government and the armed forces. Prime Minister Donald Tusk confirmed the army shut down Russia's Shahed drones that violated Poland's sky.
This is the first time Russian drones were shot down on the territory of a NATO member state. That's why all our NATO partners consider the situation as serious. There have been no reports of possible victims. The search for the elements of the fallen drones is ongoing.
Tusk has called NATO consultations under Article 4, describing the incident as a serious provocation. Allied leaders say there is in closer contact with Poland as investigators recover debris and the country keeps its air defense posture at high alert. Poland's prime minister warned the prospect of military conflict is closer than at any time since the Second World War. President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling for a single joint European air defense system. He says Europe needs a coordinated shield to guarantee the interception of Shahed drones, other UAVs and missiles, especially near NATO borders. Ukraine, he adds, is ready to share all available data with Poland and help build a stronger warning and protection network.
Overnight, Ukrainian forces informed their Polish counterparts through established channels about the movement of Russian drones. At approximately 0050 Kiev time, the first crossing of the state border between Ukraine and Poland by a Russian drone was recorded. At least 2 Russian drones that entered Polish territory during the night transited Belarusian airspace. In total, at least several dozen Russian drones were moving along the Ukraine-Belarus border and across western regions of Ukraine, approaching targets on Ukrainian territory and, evidently, in Poland.
Russia has been preparing the drone incursion into Poland for months. According to defense analysts, part recovered from downed Russian drones in July included 4G modems with Polish and Lithuanian SIM cards. Investigators say this points to planned flights over Poland and Lithuania and tests of mobile network links ahead of the operation. The EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, says there are grounds to believe the breach of Polish airspace was not accidental. And what about Moscow? The Kremlin is denying its responsibility for the overnight drone incursion into Poland. Russia's de facto ambassador in Poland says no proof has been presented that the downed drones were Russian. He was summoned to Poland's foreign minister after incident. So again, Poland calls to activate NATO's Article 4. What does it mean? Warsaw is treating the incident as a serious escalation and a test of NATO's resolve, but not as an Article 5 case. Article 4 talks aim to coordinate allied responses, reinforce the eastern flank, and tighten air defense cooperation without committing to collective defense measures. The political message is that spillover from the Russian-Ukraine war is real and will drive faster decisions on air defense, readiness and assistance to Ukraine. Germany has delivered the first launchers from 2 Patriot air defense systems it pledged to Ukraine this year, Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said. The 30th meeting of the contact group began in the Ramstein format Tuesday evening in London. Attending in person were Pistorius, UK Defense Secretary John Healey, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte and their colleague from Ukraine, Denis Shmyhal, with other officials joining online. Under a separate arrangement with the US Department of Defense, Germany will receive newly produced Patriot systems to replace those transferred to Ukraine. United Kingdom will fund and deliver thousands of long-range one-way attack drones over the next 12 months. manufactured in the UK. Additionally, Germany is launching a deep strike initiative and has signed contracts with the Ukrainian companies for several thousand long-range drones for about 300 million euros. That's all for now. For more content, please subscribe.